Say good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is me, Barry. A week where I wasn't able to. I have been making 2 videos per week for the last like 2.5, almost 3 years now. And now with school being full-time and helping Austin with the gym, doing my own clients, it's definitely been a struggle to keep up with 2 videos per week. So I think I'm gonna just give a little bit of like a warning. I may have to switch down to 1 video per week just because I don't want to feel like I'm putting out like crap content, you know? Like I don't want to just feel like I'm just throwing things just to get a video on Monday and Thursday. I think in order to keep my quality good, I think I'm gonna switch to videos every Monday. I wanna keep it good, I wanna keep it fresh, and I wanna keep everything authentic and just, you know, I don't wanna compromise that. So anyways, that's my intro rant to tell you that I will most likely be doing videos once a week, every Monday, like Manders Monday. So anyways, welcome to today's video. We're gonna answer their questions, right? We're gonna do Q&A with Barry. Oh my God, how did I get so lucky? By the way, if you guys did not know, I created a Tux and Bailey Instagram page. Tux is still sleeping, if you're wondering why he's not here with me. I created a Tux and Bailey Instagram page, and it is freaking gold because I do it in the Bailey voice, and I just think it is. Oh, yes. Let's just do this Q&A thing. And there are a lot of questions on here that I haven't talked about before. And so I was like, you know what? We're gonna get through all these deep, dark questions that you guys have for me. And so I'm not gonna waste any more time. Let's just jump right into it. You're doing too much. You're doing too much right now. How did you get into nutrition coaching? Got into nutrition coaching after Chrissy, my boss now, was doing my macros, and I really appreciated her help for me. And so I just wanted to do that for other people, but I've always had a passion for nutrition, and I've always liked helping people like with recipes or like figuring out what types of things to eat. So it was just kind of like me being underneath someone else's wing that inspired me to want to be that person for somebody else. How has your adjustment been to moving halfway across the country? Let me tell you, the first couple weeks were like really rough. I did not expect it to be that rough, but it was brutal. I just didn't know that it was going to take such a toll on me, both physically and mentally. So it took quite a while for me to get into a routine and feel comfortable and feel at home. And there are still days where it doesn't really feel real yet. Now it's definitely much better than it was before. I am in like a super good routine. I go to therapy once a week. Like I have a strict gym schedule. I work at the gym on certain days. And school obviously helps. So I think for me personally, the adjustment started to become easier the more solidified that I made my routine. How often do you get your hair done at a salon to keep it bright blonde? So when I was in Florida, I was much more like strict with that, and I would go like literally every 7 to 8 weeks, but it wasn't always bleach. Like I would get toners and like trims and things. Now I'm on like an 8-week rotation, and the time that I just recently got done when I showed you guys in my other video, that was a full head of foils, which I haven't done in years. I switched over from foils to balayage just for like the health of my hair, and then when I had extensions, I didn't need to get it colored as often. But now, you know, as you can see, my roots are still pretty dark. I keep it like that on purpose, but it requires more upkeep if I want it to have this type of look. So kind of depends on what you're going for, but anywhere from like, I mean, you can go on the short side of 6 to 7 weeks, or you can go the longer side of like 10 to 12 weeks. What kind of toothbrush do you use, and what do you use to keep your teeth white? It's funny, I get this question a lot, and I don't really do anything crazy. I don't whiten my teeth, and a lot of people think that, but I don't. I floss twice a day though, and I learned the hard way from the dentist, like how much of a difference that makes, and you seriously have to floss every day, twice a day, like don't neglect it. But I just use a regular old like Crest 360 toothbrush, and then the Crest like Fresh Breath strip toothpaste. I think it's a genetic thing also though, because my dad had really good teeth. Like from the pictures I saw of him when he was my age, he had like seriously good teeth, like not one cavity. Have you picked up any Midwestern terms since you moved? Ope. Like people, I made a joke about this on Instagram the other day when people are in the grocery store and they like walk past you like, oh, sorry, let me scoot by you real quick. And they're like, oh. That and walking taco is a thing I learned up here. I didn't know that was something. Oh, no, we're not gonna bark at that dog. No, we're not. Why did you choose the career you did? Because my first career was not what I thought it was going to be. And that's the honest to God truth. I really, really wanted to be a police officer. I mean, police were like my safety blanket as a kid. I always wanted to be that for somebody. And then once I got into that field, I learned some things that were unsettling to me without getting like too political. And I just knew that it wasn't the right choice for me. So that's how. Have you tried the Perfect Bar birthday cake bar? Yes, and it's good, but it's not as birthday cake-y as you would expect. It definitely has more of a cashew base to it, and the sprinkles are very thin. It's not like thick birthday cake sprinkles like you would imagine in like birthday cake ice cream or something. Favorite restaurant in Iowa so far? Me and Billy. I love this restaurant called Me and Billy. It's downtown in Davenport, and they actually have bison burgers, which I love. I freaking love bison burgers, and they put them on pretzel buns, which if you guys have been following me for a while, you know I love pretzel buns. And so that's like my favorite spot and my favorite meal. Are you going to keep doing YouTube for a while? I love your channel. Thank you. And yeah, I do. I love YouTube, and you know, I've talked about this before. This is not my main source of income. This is like, I literally barely make nothing from YouTube. I just do it because I enjoy it. But I do want to keep doing YouTube. I like sharing my life. I want to keep doing vlogs and these types of videos, but it's just not like a super big priority to me like it has been in the past. So I'm still gonna keep doing it. I'm not gonna stop. Your manicure looks really good. I've yet to notice it become chipped. Is it gel polish? Salon. Yes. So hold on. Get this, there we go. This is a gel manicure. I've had dip before. I keep trying to like the dip manicure, but I really just don't. I like gel the best. And this was done at a salon, yes. I get my nails done at this place locally called The Vault, and Olivia is amazeballs. She is so good. And she did my dip manicure too, but it wasn't her. I just don't like having heavy nails. I prefer thin. So I like them, and I always like gel. I've had gel forever. Are you going to the CrossFit games this year? Probably not. CrossFit has been disappointing me lately with all of their changes. Then they like deleted all their social media, which I thought was so weird. And like, I don't know, I'm just like, I'm not super motivated and passionate about CrossFit like I was in the past. And I'm not blaming that on CrossFit. Maybe it's just, you know, like, this is the stage of my life that I'm in right now, but I don't really feel super excited to go to the games. Maybe we will because it's so much closer. Like, it's not really a big trip like it was when I used to live in Florida. So maybe, but as of right now, I don't have any like set plans to do it. If you didn't vlog, would you be on social media? Yeah, I was on social media before I vlogged. I like Instagram and Twitter and all that fun stuff. And I definitely will continue my regular social media, even if my YouTube is not as consistent as it has been in the past. What supplements do you use? I literally am like the least supplement pusher ever. I do not take like tons of supplements. If I could even remember to take my vitamin D pill daily, it would be a miracle, honestly. I have like some multivitamin, and I'm so sporadic with it, to tell you guys the truth. I really just don't take supplements consistently. Even my protein powders, like, I love them. I love John's Killer Protein, but like, I don't drink it every single day. It's not necessary. You have to remember that supplements are literally supplemental. They're not anything that's gonna make or break your progress. And I just feel like I eat such a variety of foods. I eat a lot of vegetables and fruits and lean meats, and like, when I got my blood work done, I wasn't low in anything where I would like need to supplement with something. The only reason why I've been taking vitamin D is literally because in Iowa, the sun is like rarely out. So where I came from, Florida, where it was out all the time, I feel like I personally needed it, but that's the only thing I really try to remember to take. But other than that, nothing really. Weighing your food raw versus weighing it cooked, does it really make a difference? So this is a great question. I get this all the time, and whatever you do, you just need to do it consistently. So there is a difference when you weigh food raw and then you weigh the same food after it's been cooked. There is a difference in weight. Meat shrinks. Certain things will shrink by different varying degrees. So it kind of just depends on the type of meat that you're cooking, how you've cooked it, because obviously like with a steak, it's gonna weigh differently if you like dry it out and you overcook it versus like a medium rare steak and things like that. As a general rule of thumb, I just suggest to do whatever it is you're going to do consistently. So if you always weigh it raw and you're gonna log it raw, then weigh the conversion of what that equates to. So for example, I personally weigh my meats after they're cooked, like I meal prep, you know, and then I'll weigh out the equivalent of what I'm logging raw. if that makes sense. I'm going to eat 4 ounces of ground whatever. I weigh out how much the 4 ounces shrinks to. And I just know this because I've been doing it for so long that 112 grams of like, I don't know, ground beef or whatever, just using an example. 112 grams, which is 4 ounces of ground beef, will weigh out to roughly 83 grams of cooked beef. So I personally log the raw amount in MyFitnessPal, and then I just weigh out what I know the 4 ounces weighs out to be cooked. That sounds really confusing when I'm hearing myself say it, but it's actually really not. Best advice for someone trying to find their way. Ooh, that's a deep question. I would say not to give up on finding your way, because it definitely takes time. And to really pay attention to the people and the things that genuinely make you happy. And it may take some time to figure out what that is and who that is, but you'll learn it and you will know, like, even if it's not necessarily career related, doing certain things will bring you like true joy and true passion. Like, for example, for me, that's music and piano and singing. And even though that's not my career, those things really, really make me happy. And when I feel lost, I tend to fall back on just like my deep rooted passions. What goals are you currently working towards? Keeping my life together right now. How did you know you're ready to adopt a dog? Like when you got Tucker? Okay, so fun fact, I absolutely have wanted to own like 30 dogs since I was a kid. I wanted to rescue all of the dogs in all of the pound. Like, my mom would never let me go to the pound to just like look, because we could never just look. I would throw tantrums. I wanted to save them all. And I've actually made a video on this before, like, but it was about getting a second dog. But I would just say that you have to really truly be able to provide this animal with the time, the money, and the resources that it needs, because people can think that they like want a dog so bad, but they don't really know what they're about to take on, like responsibility wise. Just like with kids, like your kid could get sick. Do you have enough money saved up? Do you have time or the type of job where you can take off and take your dog to the vet? Or do you have the ability to take them to training so that they can get behavioral training, or going to camp so they can run and exercise? You know, there's a lot of things that you need to consider before just like, should I adopt a dog? But yeah, so I just feel like you have to really think about all the factors before you just go ahead and pull the trigger, because obviously I believe in rescuing and providing the dog with the best life possible, but some people truly just aren't able to do that with their field of work, with their money situation and things like that. So just really consider it before you just go out and adopt a dog. What's your advice on developing pull-ups? Scapular retraction, shoulder stability, obviously upper body strength. Doing a lot of negative pull-up work can be very beneficial. Banded pull-ups, jumping pull-ups. There's a lot of pull-up variations that you can do if you don't have, you know, your pull-up down yet. Ultimately, it's going to come down to like upper body strength and stability. Your top 3 tips for IBS. Number 1, know your triggers. Number 2, don't be stupid. And number 3, always be prepared. That was an easy question because I've been dealing with this for so long, and you will never catch me traveling or at a restaurant without my, my tummy bag, as I like to call it. Your opinion about having kids changed. Okay, this question I literally get like 10,000 times every time I post about doing a Q&A. Sometimes I feel bad because like some people can't have kids. And so like this question I feel like is a touchy subject because I don't know, I feel like, how do you know if somebody is like even able to have kids? And that could be such a sensitive subject for them to ask this question. And I've discussed it multiple times on my channel, on Instagram, on Twitter. Like, I don't know why people are obsessed with Austin and I having kids. And I don't mean that in a rude way. I just don't know why. Like, there's such a stigma around like relationships and marriage and kids. And Austin and I aren't even married yet. So like, I don't know why kids is on so many people's minds. Let me tell you something. Kids is like the last thing on my mind. And the more that I do the daycare at the gym, actually the more I don't want kids. So if that tells you anything, it's not like I don't suddenly have this desire to have kids. As much as I love Austin and I think he would be a wonderful father, I still don't have the motherly instinct yet. Did you track during your Florida to Iowa move? Nope, I didn't. I talked about this also in a video, actually like the whole entire month, and then from our Punta Cana trip, I didn't track. There was like a good like 2 months that I did not track at all with the traveling and changes and vacations and all that good stuff. Do you want kids? Future goals for the future you and Austin. Oh, fitness goals. I don't know. I need to find something to do. I'm bored. I'm definitely bored with fitness right now. I'll be honest with you guys. I need to find a competition or like something to work towards because I feel like I do well with that. And I feel very lost and like not sure what I'm working towards right now. So once I figure that out, I will let you know. Now that you and Austin live together, what is the most difficult part of your relationship? Ooh, I think maybe like the amount of communication that's changed. Like, because you think about when you're distant from somebody, like physically, you make up for that with like super long phone conversations. We texted all the time. We were just constantly in contact. Whereas like now, because we live together, there's no need for that. But it can sometimes feel like, I don't want to say like negative, but it can definitely sometimes feel like you don't talk as much. And that's fine, like, but there'll be just like some nights where we're just like sitting in silence and I'm just like not used to that because I'm so used to having the constant communication and the constant talking. And now it's just much more like dialed back because we see each other every day. Tips for eating healthy when you work overnight. So I actually used to work overnight. My shift was 6 o'clock at night to 6 o'clock in the morning. And I think to this day, the best thing that helped me was keeping a constant schedule on my days off and the days that I worked. So I always ate my meals backwards. So like I would go to sleep at around 6:30, 7 a.m. when I got off work. I would wake up around 1 or 2, have my breakfast, work out, go to work, have my lunch, then my dinner, and then I would have one more snack before my shift ended. And I made sure to stop eating around 3 a.m. so that I could fully digest my food. And then on my days off, obviously I wasn't staying up till 6 in the morning, but I did stay up pretty late and I kept that schedule the same so that it didn't mess with my digestive system. And I think that really helped. This is a very like cozy Q&A video. It is so dark and rainy right now. I love it. What motivates you every day to get up and train? What motivated you to start training? Currently, what motivates me to get up and train, I don't know. Keeping my current physique and feeling good. Because to be honest, like when I don't work out, I do really feel like crap. So I would say probably like feeling healthy inside and out. But what motivated me to start training was to build muscle. I was so tiny and I really wanted to build muscle. So that was my initial motivation. Why didn't Austin move to Florida? Why did you choose to move to Iowa? We get this question a lot. Austin owns a gym here. He has owned this gym for 5 years. His whole family is here. He is born and raised here. His life is here. I had literally nothing other than my mother in Florida. I work from home. I had no ties there, and I have the ability to pick up and move wherever I wanted to. I would never make somebody uproot their life for me when I have all of the factors to be able to do that much more seamlessly, if that makes sense. Like it would have, in my opinion, it would have been very selfish of me to be like, no, you come here just because my mom is here. Like I can always go visit my mom. Like, I don't know. I feel like people ask this question like in such a negative connotation, and for me it was a no-brainer. And not to mention the cost of living here is like 1/4 of Florida, and I was not happy in Florida. So I chose to move here because I wanted to, and I had the ability to, and I'm very glad that I did. Who does Bailey and Tux love more, you or Austin? Well, Tux would leave me in a heartbeat for Austin, but Bailey would not. She is my girl. How were you able to move and attend college in Iowa? I'm not sure I understand this question, but Purdue University Global is anywhere, even though like the actual school is here in Davenport. I lucked out because the school is in Davenport. So in the future, when I do the didactic program, it is legitimately like 5 minutes from my house, but you can attend Purdue University online from like any state. So I applied in, was that January for the spring semester? And then I got in and paid my tuition and still did school while I moved here. I don't know, I just did. Do you tan or do you naturally tan? Well, I naturally have olive skin, but I do tan sometimes, especially like when it was really, really, really cold here. I was like living for the tanning bed. Please don't yell at me, I know, but it felt so good. And like, as funny as it is, I didn't realize how much I would miss that part about Florida, like feeling warmth on your skin during the day. I definitely tanned a lot during the winter. Have you ever been injured? If so, what did you do to heal? Oh my God. I partially tore my hip flexor like was it a year and a half or 2 years ago? Can't remember. During a hurricane season. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. It was like a freaking 14-week recovery. It was so painful because anytime I did anything, I was re-agitating it. Nutrition-wise, I didn't do anything differently, but my training was like, I could barely do anything and I was going stir crazy. I did so much seated upper body work because I could, even just like standing for long periods of time hurt. So, but patience. If you have an injury, don't push it before you're fully ready, because even I did that when it was really hurt and I was like, oh, I'll be fine. And I tried to push through it and made it worse. So do you think you and Austin will ever compete as a team in a CrossFit or functional fit? Excuse me. Do you think you and Austin will ever compete as a team in CrossFit or functional fitness comp? I don't think so. He doesn't love CrossFit competition, so I don't think he would want to do that. What are some surprising cultural quirks of Iowa living? The lawn care. The lawn care cracks me up. I've been posting about this on Instagram all week. My neighbors are psychos with their lawn. Literally, the guy across the street, I swear to God, he owns like grass cutters, like literal scissors, and he'll go out there and like cut the grass so that it's even. He mows every other day. His lawn is impeccable. Actually, my entire neighborhood's lawn is impeccable. So I feel like people compete for the best lawn, which I think is really funny. And also the car thief situation still gets me. Like, I don't understand how like, we live in Iowa, what is that? Ever competed individually? What tips would you give for someone who wants to? Yes, and I've made tons of video on this topic as well. I have like CrossFit competition videos, weightlifting meet prep, tons of stuff like that. So just search my channel like for meet prep, CrossFit comp, things like that, and you'll find all the videos. Do you track low-cal veggies like spinach and cucumbers? Yes and no. Like, I log them because I like that it adds, you know, to your micronutrients. I don't weigh them out. Like when I make my egg white scramble, for example, in the morning, I just throw a bunch of spinach in the pan. I don't actually weigh out spinach, but I'll log like, I don't know, 20 grams of spinach or something like that, just because I want to add the micronutrients to my intake. How do you stay motivated to eat right every day? I don't. Like, sometimes I really am motivated, and I just, because I would say again the same thing with training, how it makes me feel. Like, it really does make me feel so much better to eat good quality foods and get my rest and drink a lot of water. I feel so much better than I do if I eat like crap and sleep like crap, you know? So I think for me, it just comes down to how I feel internally. But it doesn't always happen. Like, there's weekends where we have like parties and birthdays and things like that, and I just eat whatever's there, and then sometimes I regret it and sometimes not. How are you? That's a nice question. Thanks for asking. I'm better. I'm better now than I was like a couple weeks ago. How does scoliosis affect your training? Any tips? I think the biggest issue with it is that it makes me imbalanced. Like, my one shoulder is higher than the other, so overhead sometimes like I'll twist coming out of a squat or an overhead squat. So I would say mostly imbalances, but you just have to put in the work to really work on those imbalances and do extra strength training and certain types of isolated movements for those imbalances that you have. How is the new mattress holding up after having it a while? Does it really stay cool? Yes, love the Performa Sleep mattress. I've mentioned this in the favorites video that I filmed last month. I am so glad that I got that mattress because my sleep is amazing, and you guys know I love my sleep. It does really stay cool, so I love it. Do you think you and Austin will stay in Iowa? Will you move again? If so, where? No idea. We haven't talked about this, considering I literally just moved here 2 months ago, so I don't really have a reason to like talk about where I would want to move in the future, but I don't think so. Like, I'm not picky on where I like to live. I just knew that I didn't like Florida. But here I do like. I like the environment, I like the people. And if Austin didn't want to move, like, I would be okay with that. What would be another career far from fitness, nutrition, or police that interests you? Acting. Acting or singing. How do you catch a criminal asking the best detective around? I don't know, because I didn't catch him. Would you ever refilm a new intro? I feel like you've grown so much from then. Yes, I keep saying this, but I don't have a videographer here. I can't make this on my own. I need help. So I need to figure out like somebody who can help me film and edit this, because I really need to do it. I know. Are you more of a pen to paper person or all digital? I actually really like writing things down. I write my training down in a notebook, and my passion planner, I write like with pen and highlighters. So, but I do like digital too. I think I like both. It just depends. Like when I go to the grocery store, I do the note thing on my phone. I don't write it out. Do Tex and Bailey always get along? Yes, they always have from the beginning. They never like fought or anything. They're both non-food aggressive though and non-toy aggressive, so they share really nicely, which I think obviously helps the situation, but no, they have never not gotten along. Favorite fat and weird cookie? My cookie, obviously, I created the American pie cookie, which is the apple pie with streusel on top and apple pie filling. The best, literally the best one. What is one food you'd love to have but you can't because it upsets your stomach? Oh, pizza. Like good old-fashioned New York style pizza. That's greasy and gross and cheesy and ugh, so good. Do you feel that your nutritional habits have any impact on your anxiety? For sure, in different ways. I feel like if I eat like crap, I feel like crap, and that can kind of like trickle over into the mental side of things, because you can definitely feel like bad that you're feeling like crap, if that makes sense. But I don't know if necessarily like tracking macros is part of that. Do you nanny on the side? I always see kiddos but didn't know you had another job. I do the daycare at Austin's gym on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's just another job aside from like coaching and nutrition coaching. Do you enjoy more bodybuilding style workouts over CrossFit? Nope, I hate them. It's for people who are gym shy. I think you have to just push yourself into that environment because you're never gonna get over it if you avoid it. So like forcing yourself to just go in there, and even if you fake it till you make it, it can be good to help you like overcome those types of things. I know it's a lot easier said than done, but like it's something I've struggled with too, not from like the workout side, but from the side of talking to people at the gym. I have bad anxiety with that. So Austin has been making me like go out of my way to talk to people. Brother, how long did it take you to get muscle ups? I think it was like my first like 6 months of CrossFit, maybe 6 or 7 months. You think you'll ever do another weightlifting meet? Perhaps. I would like to. I would like to do maybe like a CrossFit competition first, weightlifting meet after. I really don't want to worry about weight classes. So if I were to do a weightlifting meet, I feel like I would do one where I just like did it and I wasn't trying to qualify for anything. It would just strictly be for fun and I wouldn't care like to make weight, because I think like I've done that so many times and it's just like so annoying and I'm not good enough to get anywhere that it would require me to cut weight for a class to qualify for something, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, so that was a long video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I answered a lot of your questions. Let me know if I didn't answer your question and it's just pressing and you want to know, I'll answer it in the comment section down below. But thank you so much for watching. As always, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being supportive and understanding my schedule right now and having to kind of cut back on YouTube. But I do love you guys and I love all the support. So make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Click subscribe if you're not subscribed so you can get notifications when I post my weekly Meanders Monday video. And I will see you guys in my next one.